Today on Living on Vacation, Alyssa and I will be experiencing the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex on Merritt Island, Florida. The Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex is a public attraction that includes exhibits, shows, and tours about the history and future of space exploration. It also features unique activities such as simulated space missions, encounters with real astronauts, and of course, avenues for less intense space adventures. On certain occasions, guests can even view a live rocket launch from various locations throughout the venue. Before heading to the visitor complex, we first had to check into our hotel, the space-themed Courtyard by Marriott, Titusville, which is an official partner hotel of the Kennedy Space Center, located just a short drive away along the Indian River Lagoon. Upon checking in, Alyssa and I met with the general manager, Wayne Soard, for his detailed insights about the establishment. Wayne, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Well, tell us a little about yourself and your position here at the hotel.
As you said, I'm the general manager. We've been contracting with NASA. The company bought property here, closest to the Kennedy Space Center, facing the launch pads. So we sell discounted tickets to the visitor complex as well.
So what's unique about this hotel?
We put space touches everywhere we could possibly think of, with rocket figurines in the lobby and astronauts. We have an astronaut signature wall right when you enter the lobby area, where we have had over 50 astronaut signatures from folks that have walked on the moon all the way to the modern rockets, SpaceX and the Blue Origin. And then the space bar, of course, is unique. It's a rooftop bar, and we purposely faced it towards the launch pads because this is the place to watch launches.
So you can actually see the rocket launches coming up from the distance here.
Absolutely, and we are the closest hotel to the launch pads. It's very popular with the hotel guests as well as the local people. We have a menu here that has all different selections and great drink menu with signature drinks.
I was impressed with the pool.
Yep, we call it a resort-style pool. You know, it has the water features for the kids with the guns and everything. We have a pool bar as well. It's a very popular place to hang out.
Well, that jacuzzi's a pretty popular place to hang out as well, I bet.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, Wayne, thanks so much. Our son especially is obsessed with space, and he is very excited to stay at the Space Hotel. So we're very much looking forward to it and appreciate you coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
As we arrived at the hotel, our family was greeted by a space-themed lobby that included an astronaut mannequin, a rocket launch schedule, interactive wall art, and even a robot who took the liberty of escorting us to our room.
Caleb especially got a kick out of that.
Now he knows what Luke Skywalker felt like when he first met R2-D2.
Okay.
All right, we have made it to the 4th floor. We've got a king suite here. This includes a living space and a bedroom, which obviously fits our family's needs perfectly. After settling into our room, we were able to spend some time enjoying the hotel, which included having dinner at the Space Bar. How was your chicken?
Good. How is your soccer?
Amazing. Checking out the pool and enjoying the fire pits outside.
What was most exciting was the view of the late-night rocket launch directly from our room.
It seemed like the whole sky lit up.
Yeah, it caught me off guard as I didn't expect it to be so bright. After a good night's sleep, we were ready to head to the visitor complex.
All right, we're about to launch to Kennedy Space Center. You guys ready?
Yeah.
T-minus 3, 2, 1, take off. When we come back on Living on Vacation, we'll venture into the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Before our official visit to the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex, Alyssa and I first met with its Chief Operating Officer, Therrin Protze, to learn more about the attraction. We are underneath this very impressive rocket booster here with Therrin Protze. He is the COO of the Visitor Complex here at Kennedy Space Center. Therrin, tell us a little about yourself and your role here.
And I'm the Chief Operating Officer, I like to say designated fall guy, right? But really is to plan and vision for NASA and to really focus on that public outreach. Everything that NASA's doing, both in the commercial space, how we're gonna get to deep space, and telling that story the best we can.
It's not a theme park, but it's not really a museum. How would you describe what the Visitor Complex is?
narrow it down to a space experience. This is an active spaceport that has true real-life flight-flown artifacts in here. It has immersive experiences. You get to feel what it's like to take off on the shuttle. You can go and tour through deep space in a ride kind of concept. You can come here and probably see a rocket launch. And we have bleachers where guests can walk out and see the launch, or we can get you as close as we possibly and safely can. Sometimes those are an extra ticket based on the coordination with the buses.
What can guests expect when they arrive at the visitor complex?
Hopefully a wow factor. You're greeted at the rocket garden, all from the early stages in early space to new rockets, which we're standing under one right now with the SpaceX rocket. And then they get to meet an astronaut. So we have an astronaut here daily that does presentations. And then just the beauty, taking the bus tour and actually seeing the active launch pads and seeing all the work that's going on here at NASA on the base, preparing us for the next missions abroad. So there's just so much going on.
I was told this rocket booster here has an interesting story.
So one day, Elon was tweeting, back when it was Twitter, and he said, I used to enjoy walking the rocket garden here at the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex, learning engineering ideas. And I wrote back and I said, boy, it'd be great to have one of those rockets in our rocket garden. I'll never forget, my wife woke up at 3 in the morning. I have my phone on silent but buzzing, and it was going off like crazy. Well, he put, it would be my honor. And now we have one.
Well, it's an amazing complex, and our son, Caleb, is obsessed with astronauts.
If Caleb ever wants to go to our astronaut training experience, which is our KSC camp, that's where kids get inspired, train like astronauts, and then go to a simulated Mars base and train what it's like to actually be on Mars. So please, we'll put him on the delayed entry program and make him an official future astronaut. Happy to do it.
Well, thanks again for being with us, and again, appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me.
Upon entering the visitor complex, the impressive rocket garden was the first thing that caught our eye.
Yes, the Rocket Garden is tough to miss and is basically an open-air exhibit that features America's earliest and most iconic rockets, both real and replica.
What do you think of this garden?
It's cool.
I know you try to have a green thumb, but this might be beyond your means.
It also includes educational guided tours and some fun capsules that the kids were able to climb in and get a taste of what the early astronauts experienced.
Speaking of early astronauts, our next stop just to the south of the Rocket Garden, a complex called Heroes and Legends, allows visitors to go back in time and relive America's earliest space missions through an educational show, space artifacts, interactive modules, and even the Astronaut Hall of Fame.
And though it was inspiring to learn about the history of space exploration, we were especially excited to learn more about its future at our next stop to the north, Gateway.
Graced by the spectacular SpaceX booster hanging above, Gateway is a newer attraction that explores the future as well as current happenings in the space program through several different educational exhibits, interactive activities, and artifacts. I bet this design is all the rage in the astronaut fashion world, wouldn't you say?
You are so lame.
The flagship attraction of Gateway is the Spaceport KSC Motion Theater Experience. We're about to experience a motion theater called Red Planet, Spaceport Red Planet. This will be as close to Mars as I ever get and as close to a Martian as we ever get. Spaceport KSC is designed as a futuristic spaceport with sleek terminals, departure boards, and even windows that look out into imagined spacecraft as they arrive and depart. From this themed concourse, you get to select from 4 different motion theater adventures. You know, my nickname in high school was Cosmic Wonder.
No, it wasn't.
Each experience combines storytelling, ride effects, and cinematic visuals as you venture off on out-of-this-world journeys and learn about the innovations shaping the future of space exploration. So what did you think of our expedition to the Red Planet?
It was cool. I didn't really spend a lot of time thinking about Mars, so I learned some stuff.
I thought the ride itself, it reminded me a lot of Soarin' at Disney World, where you're kind of soaring over a planet. Just this one was Mars instead of Earth. I didn't know scientists believe that Mars used to have water. Maybe there are aliens after all.
After our simulated trip to the Red Planet, we felt it appropriate for our next stop to be the Journey to Mars attraction, where we learned more about our planetary neighbor just an orbit beyond us.
I'd bet you get some head turns pulling up to a stoplight at one of these bad boys.
Yeah, I'm sure you would. Journey to Mars and all the attractions we've seen so far were very engaging for the kids, but we now felt it was time to let them do some exploring of their own at the Planet Play Pavilion.
This playground is themed to our solar system and is truly a galaxy of fun with all types of activities for kids to engage with, including interactive games, climbing areas, asteroid shooting, and plenty of slides.
Oh, man.
The kids had a blast.
Pun intended.
Yes. It was certainly a challenge to get them to want to leave, though. However, they did eventually work up an appetite.
Thankfully, the visitor complex's main restaurant, the Orbit Cafe, was right next door and had plenty of options,
including items perfect for kids such as pizza, burgers, and chicken.
What more could you want?
Well, apparently an Oreo dessert in your case.
This is how the astronauts do it.
I don't think that's right.
Oh, yeah.
When we come back on Living on Vacation, we'll be finishing up our day at Kennedy Space Center with the visitor complex's most popular attractions, including interviewing an astronaut, exploring the epic Atlantis Pavilion, and experiencing an actual rocket launch.
3, 2, 1!
After lunch at the Orbit Cafe, Emery and Caleb decided they just had to have their own astronaut suits, which was an easy find within the world's largest collection of NASA merchandise, the Space Shop.
Beyond just its extensive merchandise selection, we also came upon a real astronaut within the shop who was signing autographs and meeting with guests.
Emery and Caleb were very excited to meet him.
What did the astronaut say when you asked him how many, has anyone ever been to Mars?
Not yet.
Not yet. And what did he say about the moon?
Some people are about to come there today.
Today? Oh.
The visitor complex has multiple opportunities to meet and chat with astronauts throughout the venue.
We are in front of the famous Atlantis Space Shuttle with Kennedy Space Center's resident astronaut, Mr. Winston Scott. Winston, thanks so much for being with us today.
It's my pleasure. Thank you so much. And welcome to KSC Visitor Complex.
Tell us a little about yourself and your journey.
So, 2 space shuttle missions, 9 days on Endeavour, 16 days on Columbia. 2 primary jobs. I was a flight engineer on both shuttles, which means I was part of the flight deck crew, the folks that actually operated the vehicle. But my main job was spacewalking, so I got to put the suit on and go outside.
Okay, so now Michael Jackson was known for moonwalking, but you got to do the spacewalking.
I got to do spacewalking.
That's another level right there.
That's a whole nother level.
So what's it like being in space?
There are no words to describe what it's like being in space because everything is different. Continuous weightlessness is something that you cannot experience until you go into orbit. It's fun in some ways because you fly and you turn somersaults and all that stuff, like you see in the movies. Also a bit uncomfortable until you get used to it.
What is it like flying with? Is this like an airplane?
The shuttle's shaped fools you. It looks like a big old airplane. It's so much more complicated than that. Everything is pretty much controlled by the computers. We're monitoring the systems to be sure that everything works properly. If we have to intervene, maybe to change its orientation or to raise or lower its altitude or to fly a rendezvous, we're going to fly up to a satellite or wherever we can do that manually. Then when you re-enter, the landing is done like you're flying a big airplane.
Coming in from outer space on that's got to be like a roller coaster you've never been on before. I mean, that's got to be.
It is. In fact, on re-entry, we exceeded Mach 25. I think I have a 25 patch, yeah, because I've gone faster than 25 times the speed of sound.
Wow.
And we're coming in so fast that the air outside actually glows, it ionizes, it degenerates into hot plasma. So yeah, you're smoking going up and smoking coming back, Jack.
Oh man,
yeah.
Sounds like it.
Wow. So what type of assignments do astronauts get? I assume there's a wide range of responsibilities.
There's a wide range of responsibilities. My shuttle missions were focused on assembly of the International Space Station, so they were engineering in nature. We were testing tools and equipment and techniques that astronauts later on were going to use to build the space station. But we also had space telescope, Hubble telescope servicing missions. We have some life sciences missions where people focus on medical research and things like that. So yeah, there are a host of different missions. Astronauts today, of course, are on the International Space Station. They go up and they stay 6 months at a time. And they're performing some of the follow-on of what we did. growing plants in space, learning how to cultivate food stuff in space, learning how to live and work in space, learning how space affects the human body, Earth observation experiments, what's happening to the environment on Earth. People really don't realize how much it impacts their everyday life. Every day, everybody in the world uses some kind of technology that is affected by spaceflight.
My son, who's 4, would like to be an astronaut someday. So
Yes.
what are the steps that he needs to take to become an astronaut?
Well, the first step is education. If you're a scientist astronaut, obviously you have to have the doctorate degree and science background. The pilots, that still come from the military, because where else are you going to get the kind of advanced flight training you need? So at 4 years old, he can probably be on the first crew going to Mars.
Wow.
Do they post that online, like, need astronauts for Mars, and you just send in your application, or how does that work?
When NASA is ready to select a new group of astronauts, they do. They advertise far and wide, and they advertise the specific credentials. All others need not apply. And then you send in your application.
Well, we got to experience something new today. It was an honor to meet you, Winston. Thanks so much for coming on the show. We really appreciate
The
having you.
pleasure's mine. Thank you so much for having me on here.
After our memorable encounters meeting real astronauts, our family was thrilled to finally experience the most popular pavilion within the visitor complex, Space Shuttle Atlantis.
Space Shuttle Atlantis is the permanent home of the Atlantis orbiter spacecraft. This shuttle launched on 33 different missions between 1985 and 2011, traveling over 126 million miles.
That's a lot of mileage.
The pavilion tells the story of life in space from liftoff to landing and includes over 60 interactive exhibits, from space kitchens.
What do you think of this kitchen?
Could use some work for sure.
Maybe some extra tile, new backsplash to get to your level.
Space bathrooms.
Feel good?
Astrovans, and everything in between. You'd be hard-pressed to find a more immersive space experience than what you'll find here.
Yes, and beyond the exhibits, there's several different fun activities within the complex as well, including a fun space station for the kids.
Hi. All right, go ahead.
Mom, this is really fun. I'm running.
Exciting dual slides,
Was that fun?
Yeah.
Between the two slide options, you got Big Blue here and you got the smaller one over at the other. Which is your preference?
Probably this one. Yeah, they're both pretty good though, but this one is a little bigger, for sure. More for grown-ups. Ish.
Yeah, not for grown-ups, but yes, faster.
and of course the popular shuttle launch experience.
We're about to go on a shuttle simulator ride to feel what it's like to be a real astronaut. Are you guys ready?
Yeah. But we're not really gonna be real life astronauts.
That's right. This is a simulation.
The shuttle launch experience is a high-tech simulator that puts guests in the seat of an astronaut during a shuttle launch. After a brief educational pre-show, riders strap into a full-motion cabin designed to mimic the quarters of a shuttle during liftoff. The simulator recreates the rumble, vibration, and G-forces of a launch as the shuttle ascends into orbit. The shuttle launch experience is widely considered one of the closest experiences civilians can have to the feeling of an actual launch into space.
We were shaking like all the way that you can feel the gas tank get released, and the lead captain or whatever, commander, really talks you through what's going on. So very educational, and we even got a pretty view of Earth when we eventually made it to space.
I'm sure that going into space for real is a lot more intense than that, but you know.
No, that's about it. But it was a good time.
The final and perhaps most exciting experience we enjoyed at the Kennedy Space Center was viewing a real-life rocket launch.
Rocket launches don't happen every day at the Kennedy Space Center, and there's always a chance that a scheduled one will get scrubbed. But if you ever get the opportunity to experience one, it really makes the day special.
We're almost ready for launch. T-minus
Almost ready
10
for
minutes
launch.
and counting.
While waiting, the complex gives you an inside look through a live informational display that updates you on the different stages and status reports of the launch ahead. You really almost feel like you're part of the launch team looking to clear the many hurdles that make a launch a go.
After a couple of unexpected holds, the countdown was finally on.
3, 2,
You see that, guys? Alright, well, they'll see it in the sky really soon. We gotta wait for it to get high enough.
Oh, it's over there to the right.
Oh, there it is! You see it?
I see it.
Whoa! Wow, that's so cool.
Well, we finally got to see an actual rocket launch up into space.
It was pretty awesome. It was so big, I didn't expect it to be that large.
The most exciting part, though, was the countdown. You just never know if it was going to be a hold or a delay. And then it finally launched, and it was just so exciting. Everyone was cheering. If you've never seen a rocket launch from up close, I highly encourage you to come check it out.
So, what did you think of our experience at the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex?
It was awesome. Our little astronauts had a blast, and I can't believe we got to see not one but 2 different rocket launches in the span of 24 hours.
Yes, I can't imagine a better place to go if you, or especially your kids, are interested in space. The Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex is truly an out-of-this-world attraction that anyone with a love of space or simply the spirit of adventure will enjoy. Thanks for experiencing the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex with us today. Be sure to tune in next time when we travel to the central part of the state to see what Legoland, Florida has to offer. To rewatch this or any of our episodes, you can subscribe to us on YouTube at Living on Vacation TV or simply check out our website, HammondFamilyGroup.com.